Order. Question number 9, Dr. Parmjeet Parmar.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. My question is to the Minister of Corrections. What additional support is Corrections planning to offer offenders with mental health needs?
The Honourable Judith
Mr.
Collins.
Speaker, Corrections is to receive close to $14 million in new funding from the Justice Sector Fund to enable it to purchase mental health services for offenders in prison and in the community over the next 2 years. A corrections study released today found that 62% of prisoners had some form of mental health or substance abuse disorder in the last 12 months, and 20% had both these disorders. Corrections will receive $10 million over 2 years to contract mental health clinicians and support workers to work with offenders in prison and the community. Contracted service providers will work with individuals experiencing mental health issues and provide support to staff managing them. It is estimated that over 9,000 offenders will be eligible for these new services each year. The funding is for 2 years and will be evaluated at the end of that time.
Supplementary, Mr. Speaker.
Supplementary question, Dr. Parmjeet Parmar.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. What initiatives does Corrections have planned to address the mental health needs of female prisoners?
The Honourable Judith Collins.
Mr. Speaker, Corrections will receive an extra $877,000 to spend on social workers and counsellors to work with female offenders dealing with trauma and support them with parenting and family issues. Female prisoners are a small proportion of the prison population. However, they play a significant role in the communities and families that they come from. Many women come to prison struggling to deal with past trauma and what has occurred in their families. By providing better access to professional counsellors and support to cope better with their complex lives, we can reduce the harm that can be done to themselves and others.
Supplementary, Mr. Speaker.
Supplementary question, Dr. Parmjeet Parmar.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. What initiatives does Corrections have planned to address the mental health needs of community-based offenders?
Mr. Speaker.
The Honourable Judith Collins.
Mr. Speaker, Corrections will receive an extra $2 million over 2 years on supported accommodation for the small number of offenders with significant mental health concerns or intellectual disability. The Department will also receive $920,000 for wraparound post-release support services for prisoners and their families with multiple mental health needs. This will also be used to support families from the start of an offender's term of imprisonment, providing opportunities to remain engaged with critical services such as education, health and other social agencies.
Supplementary question, Mahesh Bindra.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Would she confirm that funding has been cut for chaplaincy services, given that this service is an important factor of mental health and rehabilitation for all offenders? If so, by how much?
Good question.
The Honourable Judith Collins.
Mr. Speaker, that's a long way wide of the initial question, and I cannot confirm that.
Question number 10.